Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad. Queen Jolene's on the camera. We have finally got the car painted. The 50 Ford. We bought it in Cape Breton. We spent 5 hours going to get it, 5 hours bringing it back. And then we spent the last month and a half, 2 months on this car. We've chopped it. We've did the French the bumpers, did the fender skirts, did the headlights. Yeah, there was quite a bit of work done to this car, and I did it all in front of your very eyes. Jolene's going to take a walk around. We'll come in and take a walk around it. I am so pleased with the paint job on it. I am pleased because of the texture of it and how smooth it looks and how straight it looks and how nice it looks. Not for 1 minute am I going to say there's no dirt in it, because that would be a lie. Let's face it, 99% of the paint jobs that are done get dirt in them. One thing I am going to say, the tarp is going to be a no-no. That's over for that. The third coat was rough. It was really rough, and the reason being is because that got worse. It got stickier, and it got rough, and it got worse. But on this video, you're going to watch me and Jolene unmask some of it, but we just want to walk you around, just show you the texture, what's going on, why high pressure. If you take a look at that paint, that's going to tell you why high pressure. Everything is smooth. Like, it really does look really good. I am very happy with it. If Jolene wants to come down this side, you can actually maybe see the side of it, how nice and straight it looks. They say you can't do that with a DA. And that's a lie. You can't get your body fill straight? Well, we know that's a lie. On this car, I did not block any of the filler unless I had a place where I had to block it. I had no choice, or I couldn't get a DA or the big 8-inch sander in there to sand it. I would go with a block or by my hand. Yes, I would. But I did all the block with the 8-inch DA, 40 and 80. Primed it twice. I blocked it with an 80 just to straighten it out just a little bit more, to bring it together. And then we primed it, we give it 3 more coats, and then we DA'd it off with 220, guide coated, DA'd it off with 400. And this is the product that we have. If you think for 1 minute that this is the first time that I've done this, you're mistaken. If you think it's the first time I've done it with a tarp on the floor, you are right. And it won't happen again. I'm kind of wondering if I was punked. I'm not sure. I don't even know why I went with it. The only thing I was thinking that I didn't want a whole bunch of dirt in the car, you know. It does have some in it, but the texture and the paint job and the straightness of the car is very phenomenal, in my opinion. It's phenomenal. But now we're just going to unmask it a bit. Take it off slowly and go that way. Now we're going to take me and Jolene are going to do the unmasking, and then the next couple of days we'll put some pieces back on it and that sort of thing, and then we'll make it look like a whole car. What else am I going to say?
Do you want to open the door and show the inside how nice it is?
Jolene wants me to open the door. If you want to come on, I don't know what side you want to come on. Open the door to see how nice it is on the inside. It turned out very nice. Quite what can I say? Quite pleased with how smooth everything is and how it looks. And basically, we're just trying to build a traditional custom. That's why we went with the color that we did. And to be honest with you, I'm so happy with the color. The color looks like I could bite and take a piece right out of it. There's no scratches visible whatsoever. It is smooth as glass. It really is. The paint is really smooth. Other than, like I say, a few dust particles. There's no runs in it. I don't think there's any fish eyes in this part. But it looks fantastic. I'm very happy with it. And I'm happy that you all came along with the journey with me. It was a fight to get the paint on. I'm glad I had Jolene with me here, getting the hose up off the tarp. Don't ever do that. And the reason I'm going to say that, don't ever do that, because of the difficult that I had. Don't ever do that. And I would tell you the truth on the whole matter. I would never tell anybody to put a tarp down. What happened to us, I would not want to see it happen to anybody else. but it did not affect what we got done here. This thing is, wow. I can't wait to get it together. I do not feel in all honesty, the chrome is not going to do it justice. The door handles, the bumpers, the grill, whatever goes back on is not going to do it justice, in my opinion. But let's face it, it's just an old car. We're making a nice driver for it, a nice driver out of it, and that we have. But wow, Jolene can walk it around a little bit if you want to. I'll just start trying to peel some stuff off. Or do you want to set up and start maybe do the back window? You want me to do the front, or you want to help me do the front? Help me do the front, and then we'll do the back together.
Okay.
So she's going to help me unmask this bad boy. So Jolene's going to give me a hand. I'm going to get, it doesn't matter where you start ripping it off. Basically, I don't want to rip it up this way. I want to rip it down that way. When we take the paper off underneath here of the engine, it is not going to look good at all. And the reason being is because we scratched it all down before we painted this stuff. And what I was thinking was that after it's painted and healed, we come along, put a little tape on that, and then we black out the inside. The only reason I'm doing that because I've painted many cars, and every time I paint the car and try to get the underneath all masked off, it ends up getting paint all over it, and then I just end up going back in there and doing it again anyways. So I decided to just leave it. Thanks, Jolene. Sunday fun day. I'm going to take off our plastic tire covers. They worked out perfect. The other ones that we had were trashed, so that's why we did not use them. Should be good and healed by now. Basically, we want to just hope that the paper is not overlapped onto any painted surfaces. Basically, that's what we're hoping for. And you'll also get to see how much dirt is actually under this taped paper. So we're going to redo the underneath the hood. I'm hoping, or I'm thinking, before we'll put the hood on. So we'll have a day or so, let it heal, and then we'll do it that way. The painting process, what can I say? The paint went well, and the reason I'm thinking that it did so well is because the temperature that we had was nice and warm, and the paint was sprayed on flat. It was high pressure. It had no chance to mess with me about texture on this one, as I sprayed it on heavy.
Do you have to move faster with the high pressure, like when somebody then uses low pressure?
Maybe I'm moving quite fast, but what has to happen is you have to pay attention to your panel. You obviously would never spray a gun while you're just still. You would never just spray that like that. You want to be on the move when you're spraying something, obviously. But basically, when you'll notice that the panel is getting wet at a certain speed. If it looks foggy and not nice, like. You can actually see when you first spray it on whether it's foggy or whether it's wet.
Right.
And basically what you do is you adjust your speed until the car is wet. So a lot of the times when I was spraying this car, I couldn't see myself overlapping, but I could tell I did know the speed that I had to go to make it wet. Okay. And basically that's what I did. And basically that the going at high pressure with a $15 gun is from failing, from using the gun and then trying to figure out how can I make it work. That's what happened. And it's just like putting a tarp on the floor. If you do not know, well then you're going to fail or go forward. And without trying, you'll never know. So now I know.
That was a good concept.
You know what I was thinking? I was thinking it was plastic. Anything that was plastic, kind of everything wants to cling to plastic. So I'm thinking it wanted to cling to it. And the paint sure did. Because in the third round of painting, I was close to losing it. But in all honesty, the paint job was turning out the paint was laying down so nice, the body looked so good, everything was looking so good that it was hard to get down because it was looking so good. So, and you should try to look for the good stuff in the issues, I guess. And the good stuff was the paint was going down good, so I was staying positive.
Yeah.
These hinges flop around, I know.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, they'll flop down, hit the paint there, I think, in one spot if you don't.
Yeah,
And it doesn't matter. I mean, let's face it.
yes, it does.
Not going to sand and polish this car. Not going to do any of that. This thing is mint just the way it is. It's going to keep all its dirt and imperfections. It's going to keep it all. But also, it's going to, I don't have to put in that time and effort to make it look nice and shiny and wet and just like that.
It didn't hit the paint.
That's fine.
It hit the inside.
That's fine. Told you I was going to do that, didn't I? Or I mentioned I knew it would do that. So, did you want to unmask? Yeah, after you unmask that side, will you unmask that side too?
Yeah.
Now what I have to do is I have to hope, like we've got this scraped off and sanded off in places. Now I have to hope that everything's sanded nicely on the fenders and that stuff when I put tape on there. Everything stick on. I want to run a little tape on there and just throw something back, and then I can just spray this area, and I should be fine. But we'll see what happens. It's actually nice to see it come to a paint job from going and getting it. It wasn't too long, we had a little delay here and there, but it wasn't too long. Good. And then we can tape that off and make that look nice around the fender. When we put the hood back on, we know to shim it on that one side because it was shimmed when we took it off. This blanket is full of dust. Just everything was dusty underneath just everything is dusty. Like look at the top of the valve, look at the top of the breather.
How dusty it
It's
is.
dusty in there.
We trapped it good.
It did. Did so. Beautiful. It's gorgeous. Not as good as you though, Jolene, baby. It's nice though, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I really like the color.
You should, you picked it.
I know, but I wasn't sure when I seen it in the can.
Yeah? I'm just gonna go here and take the wheel off. Ross, if you're watching, she could have handled black, no problem whatsoever, buddy. She could have handled black, whatsoever. Could have handled no problem whatsoever. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
Yeah, it is.
Another thing too with that, you know, looking at the bodywork and stuff like that, in the way that I'm sort of doing it, it gives you, I guess, the process that I have, where I'm flooding, like if you don't recall, or if you do recall, the bodywork was completely the whole side of the car because of the holes that were welded up for the stainless, and it went right down through the middle of it, and right down through the middle here. We had to cut the wheel well open, obviously, to make a fender skirt for it, so we had work to do around there. We messed with the bumpers back there. We had to mud the whole side. We had to mud pretty well the roof, or the back of the roof, around the window because we've chopped it. All the top of the doors and all that stuff had to be figured out and filled out. Side of the fenders and all that sort of stuff. Basically, if I would have spotted it, if I would have did, you know, each little hole with one spot there, one spot there, one spot there, one spot there, then I have a chance to see my bodywork around each hole.
I don't think you're in the camera.
Oh.
Okay.
I'll just talk then. You go ahead.
I just don't want you to be pointing and not showing.
Basically, what I'm saying is, when I'm doing it with the DA and the primer, everything is. Remember, I said nothing's below the ocean floor. So basically, all the bodywork was done. When I hit the ocean floor, I'd stopped. So basically, there's no spot in the bodywork where you're going to see where it's not feathered out, where it's not looking right, because I've taken everything to the highest place. Where it's at the highest place, now everything looks nice and smooth and straight. If I did not put enough on, then you have that chance of seeing something. And that's where I get the confidence to use the DA with the 220 and the 400, because the bodywork is done so the ocean floor is not visible. It's got a flood on it. I flooded wherever I did bodywork, it was flooded. And what do you mean by that is it's covered until no metal is showing. Not that it's a big deal, but let's face it, if I didn't do very good body work on it and I rubbed the DA over it, it would be that. Where I did not, where I made everything come to the highest point and didn't let it, hit the metal, everything looks fantastic in my opinion. You're going to take off that back window? Jolene taped up the back window. She's going to unmask the back window. Aren't you, baby?
With your help.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to stay over there and holler? I have not got the windows made for this car, so that's something I probably would like to have done, had the windows all put in it before I painted it. And the reason being is, like, when you paint a car and then you go to put the windows in, there's always that factor where you can end up doing something to the car, and I just generally like having the windows in and do a nice job taping them off is what I like doing, but I don't know. Not interested in putting tape on the paint right now, but I will if I have to. She fill up that way.
I'm trying. get it on.
Yeah, peel up that way. Just go slow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna let you continue. Come on over there and continue. You did a good job on that. Did a good job masking up too. No pain on that whatsoever, is there?
No.
Awesome. I can undo the tailpipes. Just the dirt come off that. It's actually amazing that we got it as clean as we did. And also, I hope, just doing this would give you confidence that you can do it too. I mean, let's face it, I'd take this to a car show anywhere. It wouldn't bother me a bit. The thing looks fantastic. Looks good. Joey did an amazing job taping around the rubber. It looks good. It's fantastic. I have to give Doug a little credit. He did a lot of sand on this car. He did a fantastic job too. Everything looks good.
Yep.
Everything's good. We can actually pull. I'm going to pull the paper off on the inside of the door, I guess. What the heck. And the reason we taped off the inside of the doors, obviously, was for dirt. I could keep spraying the inside of the doors, and dirt would just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. We taped it off, so you can see you can tape it up. We taped it off right here on the line. So when we put our interior on, we know the interior is going to come over here to cover it. So we've got enough paint there to cover it. Just didn't want to blow that all around. Also, the garnish moldings cover this sort of stuff. We might even, I'm not sure if we'll black that, I don't think, but see what happens. So I'm hoping that we get enough paint on that so the interior, well, there's the holes to hold the interior, so it's got to go at least that far. So there you go. Paint all the way around there. Not sure if I want to tear all this. Yeah, I'm going to tear it all out. We used the dollar store tape on the inside and a lot of this taping. And the reason for that, I shouldn't have to tell you, it was for the cost of what's going on. We did what we could do to bring it down some, and we've used a lot of tape. The paper was given to me. It's just I don't know what, just a roll of paper, I guess, but the tape we used, cheap tape in here. And I'm thinking all the tape and paper that was used on the inside of that car was totally worth it, 100%.
Do you want this stuff out, or?
What's that, baby?
Do you want to leave these in?
We don't have to take them. We don't have to have them in there, not at all. Just peeling. All the holes were taped off in the sills. We don't have to have them showing. There's where the Our moldings will go on. So basically what's going to happen now as we get doing this is going to get dirty. And what I suggest is just leave your hands off it until you're done. You know, basically just everybody leave their hands off it. That'd be the rule, to not touch it. And that way there, when it's done, then we'll wash it off with maybe a microfiber cloth and some water and do a nice job getting the dirt off it. Don't want to come along and just start wiping it off with our hands. Don't want to do that. It's not generally. What's going on here now? Okay. Cool. That's just the edge of the door, that's all. Some nice, eh? Pretty. Also do the next one. All the pieces for the door mechanism and the locks and all that stuff, we took them all out. We'll have to clean all those and then try to put them back in. Not try, but will. Made for a perfect, don't want my knee up against anything. Don't wipe the paint, Chad, don't wipe the paint. And the reason we don't wipe the paint with our fingers is because we don't want to scratch it. That's just a known rule, like don't wipe the paint with dirt on it, you scratch it. Gonna go the other side. Did you want on the back side of me or you're good? If I'm not talking, just show them the paint job. So, I hope, you know, the proof is in the pudding that you can build something like this at your place too, your little shop. You don't need a great big shop to build a chop 50 Ford that's nice and straight and low to the ground. You don't have to have a big shop. You can do it right in your home. Shows you exactly how to do it. And you also can do it reasonable. I don't want to cut that, I keep touching it. Don't want to pull the tape this way. Might pull the paint off. Want to pull the tape this way. Pull them towards opposite of where the paint's going, basically. That's my suggestion. You can use it if you want to. Just afraid if I pull with the paint, we could have an issue where it could take off on you if it bridges over top of the tape. And that's what it's pulling off for, because it's bridged over top of the tape. Oh, not sure what's going on there. That don't look very fun, does it? That don't look fun. That don't look fun. Fabulous. Fabulous. Easy way to unmask the window. Huh? Push it through. So we've got, we're going to be on to the interior part soon, or we'll have Floyd come up. We called him and asked him about the interior, and I think he's interested, and maybe he might do it for us. But there's so many different colors that can go with this interior that we're kind of up in limbo. Mm-hmm. First you started with a cream color.
Yeah, I was going to do like a goldish cream with 2 different color stripes in it.
Okay, which would represent?
Gucci.
She was going for like a Gucci interior at first. Yeah. Just a color in it, like an off, I'm not sure.
Like off
gold color, yeah. Cream color with a red and green stripe in the interior. We give it sort of a Gucci feel. Then what's the other one, designer?
Louis Vuitton has like brown and like a really deep red.
So another purse she has, a Louis Vuitton. It has, a red interior, so you could go with like it depends on what color red that you would put in with that. Mm. Also, there's a green would look nice with that. We put the tarp color, not now, but before we paint it. Even the tape color would look good with
there was
the brown. There's many different colors. What else did you see? There was an orangey color there too, was there not? That was nice.
Was there?
It was like an orangey tan color that would look nice inside this, but basically...
Yeah. That would look nice, but that's probably the one, I don't know. But I think that picture, like the color of the interior, that caramel.
Do you have your other phones you could flick through them? Or?
Yeah, I have a couple pictures.
All right, she's going to take you with you for a second and maybe show you a couple materials that she looked at.
Like that color there would look nice.
So yeah, they both look really good. Like with that brown car, with the green or that color. And then there was the ox red, or red, I don't know if it was ox red, but there was a red color there. Mm-hmm. And then there also was the stressed red leather that would look good in this.
Yeah, there's that color.
What's that, sweetheart?
I don't really like that.
That's what you like?
I said I don't like that.
Okay.
Not the tone.
Not the tone, she says. Not liking that one. Not liking that one. I'm going to leave that like that. It's got all the wires on it. It's all good. I'm going to go in and pluck the tape off the back. We covered it from the inside too also, because all the work that was being done in here, like you recall, the back had to be all welded in. How does the car look with the green tape on? Like, with the green tape, does that look good, or?
It's okay.
She's snarling her nose up, boys.
I love it.
Not sure if you thought that was okay, or if it's not okay, or what? What you thinking right now, what color, interior?
I like the green against it, like the more I look at the green, but...
I must admit, this is not my favorite part of the job. My favorite part of the job is cutting and trying to figure something out. That's my favorite part of the job. Yeah, that's my favorite part of the job, cutting something and figuring it out. Painting it and making it look nice. It's cool, or it's nice right at this present moment, actually just see it as nice as it is. Like it's, to me, like it's, yeah, see on that back window? I see the scratches in it. Didn't have another back window, right? Looks like they cleaned it off with a coal shovel. We might be able to do something with it. I'm not sure, but it is what it is.
Can you buff glass?
I think you can buff the glass. I don't think you're going to buff them out though. You might buff a couple of them out, but other than that. So basically, we're going to start putting it back together and making it look like something. And like I said, all the handles and the chrome and all that stuff are not going to be what the car looks like. It's not going to be there, so we're going to have to get that right through my mind right now. Because when you get something like this, then you want new door handles, then you want new bumpers. And basically, I don't want to go there because it takes the fun out. We'll put the bumper on it, we'll put all the stuff back on it, we'll be happy with it, and just make it look the best it can look. And that's where we're going with it. If I must say, if you're interested in this, if you're interested in chopping a car and doing some custom work to it, the better car you start with, the better car you'll have in the end. And let's face it, because the roof, what we've done with the roof, there was basically most cars have nothing done up on the roof anyways, or in the back, or on the tops of the doors anyways. So you're basically, if you've got a nice frame, and you've got a nice floor and a nice undercarriage, and your fenders are in good shape, and all that stuff's in good shape, when you chop the roof, you still have a car that's in good shape. If you've got an old car that's got patches all over the floor, and the trunk's all been fixed up, and the frame is, whatever, when you chop it, you still have a car with a patch floor and all that stuff. All this work, chopping it and stretching headlights and taillights and making fender skirts does not change the condition of the car. It does not. It changes the look and the appearance, but does not change the condition. So this car was built on its condition, I guess. Now that I look at it, I wish it was mint condition, but I'm okay with it because I knew that before I started it. So that's why we're at where we're at, doing this one this way, the most reasonable way we can, because the car is, like I said, it was a $7,000 car, and we accept everything that we've bought. We've just changed the appearance. But like I said, if you want a really nice custom, you must start with a really nice car. Where we paid $7,000 for this and did all this work to it, yes, I think you could probably come ahead on trading or selling, or I think you could come ahead on it for the time that we had into it. I think you could. That's a very hard thing to do when you're working on an old car. But like the Oldsmobile that we have, it's all the chrome is nice on it. Basically most all the paint is nice on it. Everything's nice on that car. The floor is mint, the frame's mint. If I chopped that car and painted it, well, then I would have all that chrome bumpers and all that stuff goes back on it because you bought it with the car. But you're paying more money for the car, so there is a situation where if it was me and you really wanted a real nice custom with nice chrome on it, go buy a nice car with nice chrome on it, get it the best price you can, and then do the best job you can customizing it. Because in the end, you'll still have a really nice car. Your chrome will be nice, your stainless will be nice, your quarter panels will be nice, your doors will be nice. Won't be affected by the work that you're doing. All right, everybody, thanks very much for coming back. I really appreciate it. It's, what can I say? I'm very pleased with what the car looks like. No, I'm more than pleased. I'm ecstatic. This is a paint job for the outside. This paint job will look perfect outside. You will not see any dirt or anything like that in it, and I'm very happy with it. Come back tomorrow, and we'll do some more. And what I mean by do some more, and we'll end up doing something. We'll end up doing the engine department, maybe putting on the trunk lid. I don't know if we'll do that tomorrow or not. Putting on the trunk lid, getting that done, and just keep going for it, getting it back together, put tail lights in it.
I want to see the headlights.
Headlights need to be, I like to have chrome headlight rings, but we'll see what happens. I just have the other rings right now. We'll do with what we have. We'll get the door handles put back on it. Get the fender skirts put on it. And that sort of stuff. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Do not use a tarp when you paint your car. And do me a favor. Have a great day.